But they've been busy this week, the Taxpayers Union. They've been down at Christchurch at the wonderful gathering of Local Government New Zealand, which appears to be a very powerful organisation that can make all sorts of judgments about how we should live our lives and how councils should govern us or go about their business. Outside that conference has been a big truck paid for by the Taxpayers Union. What has it said? Why has it been there? And what's been the reaction? We are joined by Jordan Williams from the Taxpayers Union by video link now. Jordan, g'day. You still in Christchurch?
Yes, I am, Sean. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Is the conference wrapping up today or is it over?
Yeah, well, the big knees up for the delegates was last night. I wasn't gonna fork out another grand or however extra it was to go to the to go and get drunk with people that
neither were they. I imagine their ratepayers were forking out the $1,000 for their knees up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very very expensive 2 days. I was in the we obviously have to pay. We were outside, but then of course I'd registered to go in because there were various things I wanted to witness and report on because the media sort of gush over the LGNZ stuff, but there's none of the sort of balance, and it is incredible to you want to know what your enemy is thinking.
Yep.
And in the sort of lunch lines, because the catering there is world class, Sean, just absolutely world class, and I made a comment to one of the, because there are the odd sort of ally in there, that it's like a sort of endless Koru lounge in here, isn't it? And without any sense of irony, one of the mayors says, it is, isn't it?
Now, I see a story from Thomas Manch in Staff Council's call for a review of their responsibilities, quoting Doug Leader, the chair of Local Government New Zealand's regional sector group. I first want to establish my understanding is a number of councils, some of them quite large, have pulled out of Local Government New Zealand. It doesn't represent all local bodies in New Zealand anymore.
No, its mandate is really at risk. Half of New Zealanders now live in councils where it's not covered by LGNZ. Auckland Council, I met with the Christchurch Mayor yesterday, Phil Major, very sensible chap. They are not a member of LGNZ. I mean, it's sort of ironic that you're in a city here.
Well, then how can Thomas say local government's calling for this when it's not representative of all?
No, it's BS. They're extremely arrogant, this organisation. I had one of the strangest experiences I've ever had with an LGNZ staffer try to literally block me from approaching a journalist, like literally stand in front of me. It was one of the most rudest, extraordinary.
Do we know who the staffer was? Can you name them for us?
No, I don't. I mean, he was a tall, funny-looking, lanky chap. But look, it doesn't really matter, and I'm not going to complain or anything because they wouldn't give a flying toss. They even, it appears, actually. Well, we know they were briefing against us. They.
Well, hang on. Let's just go back. Why are you pissing them off so much? What have you done?
Well,
you naughty boy.
In response, so last week the Taxpayers Union published, or it might have been on Monday actually, our annual rates dashboard. And my local government chap, Sam Warren, called me and said something about 34.5%. I said, jeepers, there's a council that's put up rates by a third in the last 3 years. Which one is it? No. The 34.5% is the average increase across the nation for all of the councils. Wow. They are totally out of control.
Yep. Okay, so you've got a truck down there that says that?
So we got a big, the biggest truck you can get, and we slapped on one side cap rates now as part of our campaign to convince the government to pass Australian or UK style legislation to say that if a council wants to put up rates over and above the level of inflation, it should go and seek the mandate from the public through referenda. And on the other side, we had the top 15 increases in rates just in the last year, slapped on the other side in the faces. Tory Whanau, as she walked into the... You can imagine we parked it there at stupid o'clock, the morning of the first day of the conference, and they all tottered in and swore under their breath when they saw this thing. Tory Whanau looked at it and said something to the effect of, my head's not big enough. I think that's what she said. But the point is that yeah, we knew we'd get it under their skin, but it worked. We had the Minister of Local Government come and present to our 100 or so local ratepayers that had turned up and commit not just to rates capping, but to rates capping before next year's annual plans, so that the councils can't ramp up rates. Knowing that the rates cap is
in their
coming.
defence, they have allowed central government ministers to come and talk to them. They're not like insular, are they?
Well, I mean, but you look at last year, they literally hissed and booed at the Prime Minister. I mean, this is an organisation that last year gave more time to trans rock, paper, scissors game. Yes, that really is what it was called, and they had more time to that than they did to the allocated to the Prime Minister.
Is it politicised, LGNZ?
Oh yeah, absolutely, it's politicised.
What do you base that on?
Well, they literally, one of the discussions that passed 82% in favour is to launch a campaign against the government and against the Taxpayers Union for this rates capping proposal. Let's just think that through for a second. You've got a fully ratepayer funded organisation taking a very conscious decision to use those ratepayer resources to fight something they know very well has the strong support of ratepayers. These people simply have absolutely no shame.
Yeah, okay. But, I mean, they got some wake-up calls. Shane Jones didn't mince words with them. We've had stuff out of the Beehive about how they need to get on and stick to their knitting from Chris Luxon. They must get the feeling that the mood is changing. The wind's changing a little for them.
Yeah, I think they really dislike it. I think we were rubbing that in their face by our stunt to ensure that the government actually follows through. Because right now there is a real risk, and what LGNZ are trying to do is all the special pleading about how there needs to be some sort of distinction in rates caps between core and non-core spending. Well, I'm sorry, but every ratepayer I speak to only want spending on core spending. The fact is, local government is totally out of control, not just in the costs, but in what it's doing. And the government says it's nice to have and tells them to get back to core services. Until we fix the Local Government Act, remove the power of general competence, cap rates, it's all just going to be marketing and buzzwords and a fight that wins for all, where Chris Hipkins turns up yesterday and talks about community well-being and airy-fairy stuff, and the delegates fall over themselves about how wonderful that is. Chris Bishop and the government ministers turn up and say you need to get back in your box and back to core services and cut your cloth like the government is and like every household is, and gets booed and hissed at. Okay, well that's great theatre.
Was he booed and hissed at this year?
No, I wasn't in the room. I was outside at our protest this year, so I don't know, but I certainly know that the Prime Minister last year was booed and hissed at. But the fact is, all of this theatre doesn't really matter. What needs to be fixed is the Local Government Act, and the person responsible for that is Simon Watts, and that's what our campaign is focused at. It's giving Simon Watts making sure he sees that it's not just good politics, but good policy to get local councils back under control.
All right. Thank you for that. Now, while I've got you here, I have just shared with the good folk who listen to the platform an amazing piece out of an outfit called The Conversation. You're aware of The Conversation? Have you read that's two academics, New Zealand academics, taken down to Antarctica. You'll love this. It's right up there with whale song to trees. They went there to investigate how the Maori lunar and environmental calendar might be used to interpret the environment and the science. And what are you cynical bugger? You're shaking your head at me.
Oh, no, I'm just reading it. I've just brought it up. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
This is... and the damage it does to, but I mean, not just taxpayers, but New Zealand's international reputation.
Yeah.
This is not, I mean, this is...
Richard Dawkins will have a field day with this, eh?
Look, I'm sorry. I see that it's Victoria. It's the authors out of Victoria University.
And Auckland, yeah.
This is hocus. I'm sorry, but this is hocus pocus.
Yeah, well, I just thought you guys might maybe want to have a deep dive on that, how much it costs the taxpayer.
This is I can't believe it. And the fact that they publish this stuff just shows the lack of self-awareness.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at the look in your eyes. You're just pick your jaw up off the floor.
Basically observed feather-like snow, huka puhi, and floating snow, hukaranga ranga. Further inland on the high elevation polar plateau, we found unseen snow, hukakora puku. This is not science.
No, but hey, hang on. They went down there and what did they find? Snow. I'm amazed. It must have been very uncomfortable for them down there, Jordan, because it's so horribly white, isn't it? Antarctica. I leave it with you. Get back to us if you get more details of who paid for that.
My guys are going to have fun with this, I think.
I thought you'd like that. And so when does local government New Zealand wrap up? Midday today or something? Or
no, it wrapped up. It wrapped up
last
probably
night.
about 2 o'clock this morning. As Tory.
Well, if you're Tory, probably 3 or 4 o'clock, mate.
Yeah, sort of stumbled out.
Yeah. All right. Hey, lovely talking to you. Well done. That is Jordan Williams from the Taxpayers Union. I hated to drop that Antarctica thing, but the look on his face was just priceless as he read the article that I just shared with you. Trust Tory to blow this up, pun intended, says Gary. Sean, I think the ramping up of all this woke BS is actually its death rattle. Well, we hope so. Sean, the conversation, academic flair and journalistic rigour. Yeah, right. It's like a TUI billboard, isn't it?